Before Gymshark became a billion-dollar brand, before AG1 was plastered over every podcast, before Huel hit hundreds of millions of revenue, they all had to do the exact same thing, make their first $1,000 online. And here's the part nobody tells you. Making your first $1,000 is 100 times harder than making your first $10,000, because it's the moment you go from, I hope this works, to, I know exactly how to make money. I spent the last decade scaling brands from 0 to 6, 7, and 8 figures, and I'm going to show you the blueprint to generate your first $1,000 online with e-commerce. This is going to be beginner friendly and an actionable blueprint you can start today, even if you've never sold anything before online. So let's get into it. The reason why your first $1,000 matters is going to teach you the basics of running adverts, generating awareness, generating site traffic, learning how to convert a website visitor into a customer. Once you understand that and you understand the metrics you need to look at, scaling to 10,000, 100,000, or even $1 million becomes easy. So let's get into it. Step 1, choose a product. This could be anything from a protein shake to a daily green to even some trainers. Pick something you know is interesting and has a selling point. This could be it has more vitamins than anything else, or it has a new material nobody's ever seen before. Picking a product that you understand is really, really vital. Once you've picked your product, you need to understand how much it costs. Let's say it's $100, and then you need to understand how much to price it at. Now you need to understand your gross margin, and ideally you have more than 50%. This means you need to price your $100 product at $200, so you've got $100 of margin. Step 2, pick a platform to sell it on. We're going to keep this really simple. If you want to build a best-in-class e-commerce store, you're going to want to pick Shopify. Gymshark, AG1, Huel, and many more all operate off Shopify. And if you generate your first $1,000 on Shopify, you know that you can scale to $1 billion on that platform. There are, of course, other platforms available, Squarespace, Wix, or even go custom and build something your own. However, then you're going to have to deal with the hassle of servers, and Shopify was built exclusively for e-commerce brands. Not only that, there's a free trial, and it costs just $1 a month for your first 3 months, so you don't need much money to start. The alternative is selling your product directly on TikTok Shop. However, in my experience, starting a Shopify store is beneficial because you can then sync your Shopify store to Amazon, TikTok Shop, and other platforms really easily. Use Shopify as your hub and get started there. Step 3, you need to start marketing your product. Marketing can get really, really hard. So what I want you to do is pick one platform to get started with, let's say Facebook ads, and you're gonna spend your first $100. By spending your first $100 on an ad platform, you're gonna understand 1, how to set up campaigns, secondly, what type of creative you need, whether that's statics or videos, and you're gonna start understanding metrics such as click-through rate and dwell time. By running that first $100 of advertising, you're gonna learn a ton, and let's say you acquire 2 customers from these ads, your customer acquisition cost is $50. You will then understand what customer acquisition cost is. So you spent $50, someone's bought your product for $200, you've made $150 there and then. Of course, the product cost you $100 to make, so 200 minus 100 minus 50, you've actually made $50 of margin. Congratulations, that is now you understanding what gross margin is. Revenue minus costs. So your $200 product has made you $50. That's your first lesson. You've now understood what customer acquisition cost is. All the biggest brands in the world now invest based upon LTV to CAC. And over time, if those customers come and spend more money with you, let's say that customer comes and buy 3 products from you, they've spent $600 with you, and it only costs you $50 to begin with. That's a really good profit margin. Step 4, email marketing. Now that you've set your store up, you started running your first ads, you might have got your first sale, it's time to capture all the lost traffic by setting up email flows. Use a platform such as Klaviyo or Omnisend because they are best-in-class e-commerce email marketing platform. They're so simple, just head to the App Store within Shopify, install the apps, set up your free accounts, and get started. Up to 250 emails you generally get free. So again, it's going to cost you no money to begin. You're then going to want to set up 3 flows. 1, your abandoned checkout flow. Secondly, your browse abandonment flow. And thirdly, your welcome flow. The first 2 are going to capture traffic who don't check out on your site. Send them something like a welcome gift code or free shipping to encourage them to check out. And the welcome flow is going to educate your new customer. This will capture the traffic that was lost or who did not check out, and you're going to generate more sales. This is also fantastic for retention. And step number 5, conversion rate. Let's say your adverts generate 100 sessions to your site and you have 1 sale. That's a 1% conversion rate. Ideally, you want to be at 3 to 5%. So go inside your Shopify analytics, have a look at your page data, see which product pages have the best conversion rate, and then make tweaks and A/B tests. Set up an A/B test so you can tweak a color, decide what buttons to put on your product pages, maybe even decide to test a description versus an icon. Use a tool called Shoplift. It's super easy, super low cost. Plug it in through the Shopify App Store, and it will allow you to test things on the go so you can directly improve your store as customers are using it. Remember, in this example, your product costs $200. In order to make your first $1,000, you need 5 sales. So from 100 site sessions, you need 5 people to check out. It is that simple. Or if you can generate 1,000 sessions, you only need 5 people to check out. That's an even smaller conversion rate needed. And if you do have a very high conversion rate, you're going to generate even more than $1,000. In summary, that's how to get your first $1,000 of sales in e-commerce. If your product is going to cost $200, you need 5 sales. Choose Shopify, set up your ad platform, set up your email ads, and improve your conversion rate, and you'll be well on your way to having a successful e-commerce store. So what have you learned? Well, we've learned that those are the 5 core things you need to do immediately. By running ads, you're going to understand your customer acquisition cost. By seeing how many people buy, you're going to understand the conversion rate on your website. By running email campaigns, you're going to see how many repeat customers come back to your store. That improves your lifetime value. You will also understand how many people come back and buy your product again, which tells you how good your product is. And maybe along the way you get Trustpilot reviews and people refer other people to the brand because you sell such a good product. What I've just explained are the core fundamentals of a $1 billion e-commerce store. The difference between $1 billion and $1,000 is just scale. By understanding those fundamentals of getting to $1,000, you'll understand how to get to your first 10,000, 100,000, a million and beyond. So get started, launch a Shopify store for free, run your first ads, understand how your conversion rate works, and you'll be destined to have a really successful e-commerce store. I hope this was a really easy insight into how to generate your first $1,000 on Shopify. More of my advanced e-commerce tips, check out some of my other videos. For example, what exactly is customer acquisition cost? And the 7 metrics all top e-commerce stores track every single week. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me reach more people. And drop a comment what you want me to answer or if I can help you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.